team. Thanks for following along and liking and commenting. We've been talking recently about an exciting new startup I'm involved in called Portal 6. Portal 6 is a new entrant into the information exchange product landscape that addresses some of the biggest concerns of cybersecurity. Recently, we've been talking about quantum computing and how Portal 6 addresses the fatal flaw of quantum computing. But quantum computing is only one of 4 fatal flaws in the information exchange universe. So today we're going to talk about the second one, which is architecture. So from the beginning of time, from the beginning of computing, computers have worked around a hub and spoke architecture, which means there's a central server and there's endpoints around that central server. And everything works this way. This LinkedIn video we're working on works this way. The internet works this way. All of computing architecture follows a hub and spoke metaphor, which means if a user wants to share some information from that computer, that information needs to transit a server in order to get where it's going. We all know this. Information goes through servers to get routed where it's going. Here's the thing. That server may not belong to that individual or the company where it's headed. Probably doesn't, right? So you're exchanging information routed through a server to an external entity, company, friend, through a server that is not yours. And that's a concern. So the hub and spoke architecture introduces some fundamental insecurities into our world. We put a lot of protections. In fact, this whole cybersecurity industry is about putting protections around the central server. We have razor ribbon and moats with alligators and high walls. All of these metaphorically are standing for cybersecurity products, but they can't be impenetrable because you've got to get information in and out of the server. So it's what we call porous by design. And because of this designed-in porousness, it's subject to ransomware attacks. You can get malware on a server that then can lock someone out or lock everyone out, and you have to pay so and so many Bitcoin in order to get access to your company's data. So that's a problem. And also one of the other fundamental problems with this architecture is certain people have access to everything. Your local IT admin has access to an amazing amount of things, some of which you probably don't want to think about right now. So that produces an insider threat. And finally, as everyone knows, we all work off of phones and laptops. And those are usually the worst defended, those endpoints, we call them, are usually the worst defended pieces of this picture because they're in the hands of human beings who can leave them in taxi cabs and all of those things that happen when the end human is in charge of the device. So what do we do? Well, what if you could take the server out of this picture? And that's what we have with Portal 6. It harnesses some newly available technology of decentralized information sharing. And it eliminates the fundamental flaw that's existed from the beginning of time in computing architecture with hub and spoke. So there's no server, so there's no single point of failure. And since there's no server, there's no ability to spread malware. Since there's no person that needs to manage that server, there's no privileged user who can become an insider threat. And every peer on the network is secured cryptographically for the information exchange. So once again, Portal 6 is an exciting new tech startup that I'm involved in. We're about 50% subscribed on our seed round, and we're looking for visionary investors to join our journey. If this is of interest to you, feel free to DM me in LinkedIn or send an email to amurray@emediaweb.com.